My name is Kim Clayton, and the story that I have basically began many years ago, but I'll start with 5 years ago. And at 5 years ago, I'm 6'7", and I was at that time about almost 300 pounds. And I wanted to lose some weight for my daughter's wedding. Laurel was getting married, and I thought that would be a good inspiration for me to kind of get that weight down. And of course, nothing happened. You know how it goes. I was constantly going to the gym day after day and working harder and harder, but nothing was really working for me. And so I was staying right around that 300-pound area. And so 2 years ago, though, something really drastic happened in my life. I had a stroke. It was actually a triple stroke. And that stroke should have inspired me again to do some things. And it did. I changed some things in my lifestyle, but my lifestyle is so busy and so hectic, and things are going on all the time, and I'm working so much that I really didn't alter my life after I came back from the hospital too much, except I went to the gym more and worked even harder. And then it was 2 years later after that, in February of this year, and in those 2 years, though, in those 2 years, or actually 5 years of working out, I had only lost a total of 2 pounds. And I was feeling tired, I was feeling lethargic. I didn't know if I could do this type of studio because I'm working with youth. And it was a very difficult thing each day to finish the day, because I work anywhere from, the short day is 10 hours, and the long day, of course, goes all the way to 16, 17 hours. And so I didn't know how long I could do that because I was running out of gas, so to speak. And so this past, not last month, but a year ago last month, in February, I turned 60 years old. And my kids organized a party at a big birthday bash, and they invited people from all over the place of my past to come to a local restaurant. And they basically filled the entire restaurant. I didn't know anything was going on. And I walked in there, and it was a lot of fun, and I met the people, and I talked to the people, and did all the typical things, and said thank you. By the time the night was over, I think I was more depressed that night than I had been, I don't know how long, because I felt like not only was I 60 years old, but that night I realized it, but I felt 70 plus. And so tired. I looked very old. I was extremely overweight, like I said, 297 at that point. And then, so it inspired me to finally listen to my sister, Sandy Burgess, who had been talking to me over a period of time. But let me tell you a little quick story about Sandy. Sandy's been involved in things like this many years, and she always calls me, or she texts me, or she emails me, or something. And so usually I wait till the 5th or 6th call before I will even pick up. And I will say, thanks, but no thanks. So I would not get involved in anything, wouldn't take any of these products, wouldn't do anything that she asked me to do. But there was an opening in February of 2015. So I listened to her. And I listened so intently that I didn't do anything. Again, it's that procrastination thing. So again, I just put it on hold. And so after that hold a little bit, I did some research, I did some studying, I looked at some of the videos, and looked at some of the material that she had sent to me. But then I didn't do anything again. But it was several months later that I again felt that I was drawn to the fact of how old and tired and worn and completely exhausted I felt. So I again called her up, and I said, Sandy, let's talk again. So we sat down and talked, and immediately after that talk, I got on my phone, and I didn't jump into it right then. I texted my niece, Lisa Burgess, and I said, Lisa, I've just talked to Sandy, so tell me what the real truth is. And she texted me right back, and it was, dude, this is the real deal. And because of her fitness training, she, just what she said was the convincing factor that I needed to try this. And so I went down to Sandy's, met Sandy and Ken, and I bought some products. And I bought something called Thrive HGH, and I bought Skinny Sticks. And I got into the program that way and started with the products. And it wasn't even 2 weeks later that I called them up again, and I said, I want to come back down. I've got to have some more stuff. I've got to have other things. What else have you got? And because in that 2 weeks, I'd lost about, I think it was somewhere between 10 and 15 pounds in those 2 weeks. And I couldn't believe that. And my energy level had really gone through the roof. And so I went down 2 weeks later and I got into the program full-fledged as far as the products were concerned. I wasn't in the business yet, but I got in the products themselves. And in a period of a little over 5 months, I had lost over 45 pounds. And in the total, just between then and January of this year, I'd lost a total of 54. But more than that was the energy and life and the light kind of coming back into my life. In fact, that's what people told me. People would come to me all the time, what's going on here? So I am completely sold on what I'm doing. Completely, totally. And I would call myself bulletproof, so to speak, because when people talk to me about it, I said, there's nothing else I can say, but take a look. This is me. This is what's happened. In fact, there's a picture of me that was last summer that you cannot, my sister put it together, sent them side by side, kind of the before and after. And I literally myself was going, oh my goodness, I can't believe that was me last summer. And here I am now. So that's kind of my initial story of how this all began.